Hi class, so today we are looking at lesson 210 in our math journal, which is page 57. But before we start that, I want us to do a quick review. So we're looking at classifying triangles today by their angles. So let's just do a quick angle review. So I drew 3 angles. This is not on your paper, this is a review before we start our lesson. So I drew 3 different angles on my board, okay? So let's review what these angles are called. So if I have this angle right here, it's two straight lines and they meet at the vertices, and at the vertices they make a square. What kind of triangle is that, or what kind of angle is that? We have right, acute, and obtuse. It is a right angle, which means it is 90 degrees. At this angle, it is 90 degrees. So then let's look at this one. This one is smaller and it doesn't form a right angle. So which one's smaller, acute or obtuse? Acute, because remember, when we say acute, we think of that word cute in it. We think like, oh, it's cute, it's little. So that is less than 90 degrees. Okay, so then that leaves us with the one that's more than 90. And that one is called an obtuse angle. Okay, so we have right, acute, and obtuse. That is going to help us with our paper today. So while I get the board ready, make sure you are on page 57 in your math journal. Okay, so we are going to take what we just reviewed and apply it to some triangles today. So if we look at our lesson, at the top it kind of describes what a right, acute, and obtuse triangle is. When you are classifying the triangle, you're just looking at one angle because we can't classify it based on all of the angles, right? So it says a right triangle has one right angle, an acute triangle has all angles are smaller than 90. And if it's an obtuse triangle, that means that one angle is more than a right angle, so it's more than 90 degrees. So they want us to look at the triangles that they've given us, and they want us to write their property and their type. So we'll talk about what the property is once we get there. So let's look at our triangle for number 1. Right here we know we have 2 small angles, but then right here, what kind of angle is this? It's a right angle because it has the square, right? So the property is that it has one right angle. So that's what I'm writing for my property, is one right angle. So if it has one right angle, what kind of triangle is that? It is a right triangle. So that's what you need to write down. A right triangle. Now look at number 2. So let's look at these. We have 3 angles in our triangle, just like any other triangle. This one is an acute. This is an acute, but if we look at this, what kind of angle is this? That little half arc, that is showing us where the angle is. That's showing us the size and the direction of the angle. And that shows us that it's more than 90 degrees. So it has one angle larger than 90 degrees. Okay, that's my property. It has one angle larger than 90 degrees. And that's this angle right here. If it has one angle larger than 90 degrees, what kind of triangle is that? It is obtuse. Okay, we have an obtuse triangle. All right, now let's look at our triangles for 3 and 4. So they didn't give us any markers on these next 2, so we have to look at them with our own eyes and make our own decisions. So here we can see that this is a small angle. You can even draw your little arc. We have 2 acute angles. What kind of angle is this? This is a larger angle, and it's actually more than 90 degrees. And so we have this angle right here, we have one angle larger than 90 degrees. If that's the case, what kind of triangle is this? It is an obtuse triangle. Okay, now look at number 4. Draw your little arcs and see what kind of angles we have here. Do we have any right angles? No. Do we have any obtuse angles? No. So that means we have 3 acute angles. So what kind of triangle is this? That is an acute triangle. Okay? Now I want you to do the try it. It says now try your own. Draw a triangle and name a property and a type of the triangle. So I want you can pick. Do you want it to be acute, obtuse, or right? And then draw it and then tell me what type and why it's that type. So the property, does it have 3 acute angles? Does it have one larger than 90 or does it have one right angle? Okay, so go ahead, look at page 58, okay? You are going to be doing the math boxes today and you're going to have a home links page. So we have for number 1, use, you guys don't have your fraction pieces. So you cannot do number 1. So mark out number 1. Number 2 says to divide the rectangle into halves and use a straight edge. So you are going to use your ruler from your crate and you're going to make a straight edge, okay? And it says use dashes to divide the rectangle, so you're going to just make the little dash line, okay? Number 3 says to circle the larger fraction, so which circle has more shaded in, okay? The 3/4 or the 2/3. Number 4 says 1/2 of each circle is shaded. Are the shaded halves equal? So this is kind of your, what do you think? Do you think that those are equal? And then explain why or why not. Then number 5, you can mark out. So you're doing 2, 3, and 4 on this page, okay? Now get out home links and look at page 55. Home links, page 55. So it has 6 triangles up at the top, A, B, C, D, E, and F. So you're going to write the letter or letters that match each statement. So some might have more than 1. Some might have more than 2. Some might have only 1, okay? And you're obviously going to use each letter more than once, okay? So, you guys should be able to do that for 1 through 8. And then 9 and 10. Number 9 says to list all the factors of 12. And then number 10 says to name the next 4 multiples of 35, or 7. So we start with 35, okay? So if we have 35, that was 7 times 5. So your next one is going to be 7 times 6, then 7 times 7, then 7 times 8, and 7 times 9, okay? So that's all we're doing today. It's going to be pretty straightforward for you today, and we are going to see each other soon. So have a great day, class.